Alright, want to start this video by saying call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that will well. And shalom to the brothers that are preaching and teaching the truth worldwide. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful lit. And brother Kaya come back with another lesson through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Hey, this lesson here is dealing with this clip. With this Jake. Breaking it down. I was like, yo, when I seen this clip from the brother, I was like, yo, this is a dude from the show I watch, Blue Bloods. He was I forgot what position he was. I think he was like a district attorney or mayor or something like that. But yeah, he's pretty decent actor. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip and then get some scriptures.
That yes, the involvement of violence in black folks comes from that long history that the president was talking about. That we have to remember that we learned from some of the best. They had some white boys came over here that did the first beheadings in Point Coupee, Louisiana, where I'm from. Slave insurrection, that was the way you dealt with it. Tuskegee syphilis incident. We're going to see how black men die if they have syphilis, but we pretend we treat them with penicillin, and we're just going to watch the pathology of how they die. Now, that wasn't back 200 years ago. That was 1930 to 1974. We're talking about giving these wonderful blankets to the Native Americans infected with smallpox as they walked on that trail of tears just to see how they die and to eliminate their population so we can take all of that land. So the violence that is in America has come from a very learned position that was brought here by some Caucasian folks. All right? But you have to realize that, yes, the involvement of violence in black folks comes from...
You see, hey, the Edomites, they looking at Jake, especially the one to the right, the woman. She's like, man, why are you doing it to us? Why are you speaking about my people like this? Because she know it's true. Learn from the best. Learn from you goddamn devils. Play this. Let me run this back.
A long history that the president was talking about, that we have to remember that we learned from some of the best. They had some white boys came up.
That's right. Hey, so when they call Jake, thugs and niggas and all that, they learn from the best. Who the biggest thug in the world? He's a so-called white man. Come over here and stole the whole goddamn country. Hey, and then force you to learn his language. That's a goddamn thug right there.
Here that did the first beheadings in Point Coupee, Louisiana, where I'm from. Slave insurrection, that was the way you dealt with it. Tuskegee syphilis incident. We're going to see how black men die if they have syphilis, but we pretend we treat them with penicillin, and we're just going to watch the pathology of how they die. Now, that wasn't back 200 years ago. That was 1930 to 1974. We're talking about giving these wonderful blankets to the Native Americans infected with smallpox as they walked on that trail of tears just to see how they die and to eliminate their population so we can take all of that land. So the violence...
And what did this devil do a couple years ago? He gave you something. I'm not going to say what it is. He gave you something. See how you die. You should know what that something is. So, hey, when I saw that clip, man, I immediately thought of this. Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy. But you know what? This Jake, he articulated his point very well. But guess what he probably gonna do? Run right down to that goddamn ballot and cast that vote again. Even though Jake make all these points, but they still put their trust in the shadow of Egypt. They still put their hopes and their dreams in America. They want this place to thrive, but they don't understand that in order for the kingdom of heaven to be set up, this kingdom must be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. That's what the Lord has set up for this place here in America, Babylon the Great. So Sirach 12 and 10, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Lord said, never trust this fucking devil. For like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So that same spirit that was in these Edomites back in the 1600s is in them today. They just hide it a little bit more now, a little bit better now. Instead of being out in the open, now it's more covert versus overt. But hey, as he was bringing out the Tuskegee experiment, that it wasn't like that was 200 years ago. What is it, from the 30s to like 74? Here it is. Hell, my sister was born in 77. Yeah, because she's 5 years older than me. So yeah, she was born in 77. So here it is. That's only 3 years removed from when my sister was actually born. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware. And the Lord says, beware of this fucking devil. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. So that same rust that Jake was talking about in that clip, it's still here today. It's still here. It's not going away. Once some like a car, gets rust stained, it's there forever, man. Hey, that's why if you ever notice cars from especially up north, like Detroit, places that get a lot of snow, because they treat the ground, they had to treat the streets and stuff like that. If you ever buy a car from up north, you want to check the undercoat. You want to get your butt on the ground and look underneath the actual car to see if it has rust stain, because the car may be pretty on the outside, and that's these Edomites on the outside. They be looking decent, but underneath, full of dead man's bone. They rusted. So just like when you buy a car, especially from up north, you want to look underneath to see if it has rust stains on it, because that rust will eat away. Because a lot of people, if you don't, I think you have to treat the underneath it, so you don't get those rust stains. Hey, once you get that rust, get a car from up north, that car is basically worthless. That's why, especially buying a used car, I want to get something from down south, like somewhere, Florida, California, Arizona, places that don't get snow. That way it's not rusted out. So, and thou shalt be to him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Verse. I'm gonna jump down to 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him and his sins, who will pity? So if you mess around with a wild beast, someone like Steve Irwin, what was it, the Crocodile Man, and then you mess around and die in what they call a freak accident, nobody's gonna pity you, because here it is, you mess around with these wild animals, and then when a freak accident happen, we're not pitying you. So you fuck around with this goddamn devil, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and then you get hemmed up. No one's gonna pity you. No one's gonna give you a pity party. Who's pitying him? You've been rolling around with Esau. All this stuff you've been getting into. You learn that from your daddy Esau. He put you on game. That's how you got all the money and the fame and stuff that you got. So no one's pitying you. Right now, niggas throwing you under the goddamn bus. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him, and it says, who will pity? So no one will pity you. I'm going to read this last verse, verse 16. And the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lip, But in his heart, he imagined how to throw it into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find an opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Hey, that's you, Esau Edom. That's you to a T. So, Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying. Till next time, Shalom and a Bible Ball.